Good morning, Billy.
Good morning, Dad.
So, today's the day you're going to mow the grass. Remember, I want you to get your chores done first. I don't want you sitting around all day reading comic books. It's like I always say, a stitch in time saves 9. And could you take in the mail?
The Hillcrest Design Guide, narrated by Judge William Marmaduke Kavanaugh and his dog Knoopy. Oh, like the park at Ozark Point. It's good to be thinking about preserving our historic neighborhood. It does make me wonder, though, what would Judge Kavanaugh think if he could see our neighborhood today?
Well, I'm not.
Bust my buttons. Look where I am. It's Hillcrest, or as I like to call it, Pulaski Heights, Auten and Moss, and Midland Hills. I'd like to take a walk around. Knoopy, here boy. Taking a stroll down Prospect Avenue once again with my trusty dog Knoopy. Seems kind of quiet though. I wonder where the trolleys could be. Would you look at that? What an honor. I heard they did that back in 1936. It's great to see some of the houses from my day and age still around, but it looks like a few of them have been swallowed up by bigger houses. Now, why would anyone put such a big house on a tiny lot? my. This is a fine example of a house from my day and age. I believe it's the old Anderson house. They've got it all spiffed up, looking like the bee's knees.
Did I just hear my old friend Judge Kavanaugh?
Well, I'll be jitterbugged if it isn't my old friend, Mr. Anderson. Anderson, how'd you get your house looking so clean and fresh after all these years?
It just takes a little bit of vision, some elbow grease, and a good builder. But it's like I always say, any job worth doing is worth doing well. Well, let me show you a few things that were done right when they fixed up this house, so that it still contributes to the architectural integrity of Hillcrest's historic district.
Look at the massing and scale of this house relative to the houses around it. Mass and scale are some of the most important elements to remember when building a new structure within the historic district or adding on to your historic home. Always make sure your new project does not dwarf the nearby houses or change the architectural flow of the street. It's important to maintain your building's historic look from street view. Porches on the front facade should be maintained in their original configuration with original materials and detailing. This is really important in maintaining that street view that I was talking about. The porch was traditionally intended as a welcoming focal point for the entrance to the building. It's like I always say, always put your best foot forward. Look at that nice front door. Original doors and their sidelights, transoms, and detailing should not be removed or changed. If replacing missing doors, try to match the original in style, materials, glass area, and glass pane configuration. You can always look at other similar homes in the neighborhood for ideas. Original wood windows and stained, leaded, beveled, or patterned glass are character-defining features and should not be removed. It's like I always say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Sometimes repairing old windows is not as hard as you think. Look at this nice siding on this house. Historic siding materials such as weatherboard, wood shingles, and stucco should be preserved. If they must be replaced, new siding should match the original as closely as possible, especially with respect to board size and profile. Saving the original trim around windows and doors is also important. Sometimes to make that perfect family house, you just need to add on. It's like I always say, you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. But additions should not overwhelm the original structure in massing and scale, and should preserve the original building's historic character. They should preferably be located on the rear of a structure, not seen from street view, and constructed in a manner that avoids extensive removal of original material.
These are just a few of the details that make this house wonderful and help it to remain a part of our historic neighborhood. When remodeling a historic home, guidelines for changes on the interior are not as strict as those on the exterior. However, owners should keep in mind that those original historic details provide the character that buyers in historic districts are looking for. Now, let's take a look inside.
Over the years, homeowners have made changes to the interior that reflect personal tastes and accommodate today's way of living. The openings have been made larger so that the space all flows together. By keeping and matching the historic trim, expanding the openings gives the home a modern feel but doesn't change its historic character. Kitchens and bathrooms can be updated to contemporary standards but still fit the character of the original home. See how these bedrooms can remain much as they were. Now let's look at the master suite. This part was actually not original to the house, but a recent addition. You can see the nice big closet and bathroom. It has all the features that we love in modern homes, but it's not so huge that it overpowers the original house. And the exterior of the addition meets historic standards by being smaller than the original structure and set apart and to the back. Once again, here it is, the beautiful, historic Anderson House.
One important element in preserving historic homes is to establish regulations that provide guidelines on how to build additions and make improvements without changing the historic character of the neighborhood. Hillcrest currently has a design overlay district, and many Hillcrest neighbors are working hard to strengthen this ordinance to save our historic properties. The revised ordinance covers the topics of massing and scale, but it's also essential to maintaining the historic district. It's literally the minimum we can do to save it. If we don't act, we could lose our historic designation, and then it would be lost forever. It's like I always say, you can't unscramble a scrambled egg. Well, there you have it, Kavanaugh. You've heard just about everything I know about fixing up old historic homes. Farewell, old friend. And remember, don't take any wooden nickels. Oh, and don't count your chickens before they hatch. Fortune favors the brave. A bird in the hand's worth two in the bush. Oh, and remember, home is where the heart is. So long, Kavanaugh!
Good day to you, Anderson, and thank you for that captivating commentary on conservation. As I live and breathe, Mr. Anderson sure knows a lot about keeping old houses looking good. He sure does remind me of someone, though. Just can't think of who it is. Seeing my old stomping grounds just proves that old things can come around again. By that I mean me and this historic neighborhood. It's great to see so many old houses still preserved. It's great to be back in my favorite neighborhood. Come on, Knoopy, let's go.
Grab your coat and get your hat. Leave your worry on the doorstep. Just direct your feet to the sunny side of the street. Can't you hear a pitter-pat? And that happy tune is your step. Life can be so sweet on the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with those blues on parade. But I'm not afraid. This rover crossed over. If I never have a cent, I'll be rich as Rockefeller. Gold dust at my feet on the sunny side of the street.